How do I do this? Go live with... Boy. She can't say anything embarrassing. That's just the rule. You can't say anything embarrassing. You can't.
I
I
only
don't want.
have
I don't want to hear any weird stories.
I have lots of embarrassing things, but I'll keep them for like a later time.
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm about to take Ezra for a walk.
Nice.
Yeah. This is so fun seeing you on Instagram.
Every now and then. Every now and
I
then, right?
haven't
Like,
seen you in so long. You know what I realized the other day? I was talking with Raphael about like pre-quarantine stuff. You were the last plans that I had. Remember, we were supposed to meet like the day after the stay-at-home order thing. And I remember texting you and be like, maybe we like shouldn't go
what
out.
were what were we supposed to do?
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
That
I
was.
think like probably just get lunch or go on a hike or something. I don't remember. But I
I
remember
think
because we
yeah.
were trying to figure out how long it's been. I was trying to like remember what my life was. And I think, yeah, I think it was like, because I remember I had gotten my haircut and I was so excited because I was so ready to show my new haircut to the world. And then it shut down. So.
The salon.
No. I got my hair cut. It looked really cute. And then I gave up. See, it's been like this all of quarantine. I haven't done anything.
You haven't taken a shower or anything. It's just been
I've
in the same
taken
top knot.
showers, Ian. I just like, I don't style it.
That's
Not
fine.
all of us are blessed with like long, flowing, luscious locks like yourself.
This whole mop
You
thing.
have to style.
You know, it's like there's that. You know, when I was younger, Danielle, my sister, was obsessed with Legally
You say
Blonde.
Danielle, my sister, like she's not my best friend, but okay.
Well, no, so I know you know her, but there are 200 people right now listening to this conversation or watching it. So I have to preface
Hi, everyone.
Danielle is my sister, and when I was a little kid, one of her favorite movies was Legally Blonde. So I watched Legally Blonde probably like 10, 15 times.
It's
And
honestly
then
like one of the best qualities about you.
that I know that I can quote Legally Blonde
That
on
you
command.
get all of my Legally Blonde references, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's one of
I
the
love
reasons I'm your friend, honestly.
is that I know
It's
Legally
like one of
Blonde.
the top 3 reasons.
Well, let me take it a step further. So the reason I was telling this story is because my dad got me and my sister tickets to Legally Blonde the musical on Broadway, and I went with Danielle. We went to the
When?
theater. This is when it was first on. This was
Was
with
this like Laura Bell Bundy?
this is Laura Bell Bundy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah, this is Laura Bell Bundy. And so I can sing Legally Blonde, like, I can pretty much do like the whole score from that musical. But the reason I bring it up is there's this great thing where she's singing with Emmett in this one scene, and he's like, you got to get a chip on your shoulder kind of thing. And he's like, he says, what's this? And she says, it's for hair. And he says, wear a hat. And that's, whenever I put a hat on, I honestly think of that moment. How are you doing? What's up?
I'm so proud of you. I'm doing swell. I'm hanging in there. I'm like going through my entire closet right now, and I'm getting rid of like at least half. This is like the 3rd time I've done this in the last year, but I feel like every 3 months or so, I just totally change with what I like to wear and kind of what my style is. And I have things that I literally bought in February that I look at now and I'm like, ew, gross. So
Got it.
the good news is I've pretty much transitioned to buying everything secondhand now,
Nice.
which is really nice. But the sad news is that like the stores that I usually take my clothes to kind of trade or whatever, they're all closed. So I'm just going to take them to some donation centers this time. But yeah, just like kind of cleaning house and getting rid of stuff. I've been spending time with my dog more than usual even.
You got a cute little dog.
I love my little dog. She's my best friend. She's asleep right now, and I don't want to disturb her, but
Tiny.
yeah, so that's right. I watched our Teen Wolf episode for the first time.
Ever?
Yeah. Well, I've seen pieces, obviously, like we're tagged in those videos, and I've seen some of it's like on my reel and stuff, but I'd never seen the whole thing.
What'd you think? Tell the viewers.
It's so sad.
Is it sad?
So sad. I die in such a brutally sad way.
Yeah,
And
the
like
most.
you have this moment. I remember filming that scene because I remember you had your iPod, I think. Um was
I
it
was,
an
yeah.
iPod or was it like an early iPhone?
What is it?
2013.
2013.
March 2013, yeah.
I don't know. It might have been like an iPod Touch. You remember the iPod Touches?
Oh my god. We're showing our age to all
The
of the young kids
skinny
listening.
iPhones.
But I remember during that scene you were like playing some really sad song, and I won't get too embarrassing, but you were doing push-ups, and I remember we had to like
I was just, what's that term the kids use? Flexing. I was just flexing.
oh my god. But I mean we were babies. We were 17, I think. And but anyways, I remember filming that. It was so sad, but my eyes were closed because I was dead, so I couldn't see what was going on. Like I could feel you holding me and like sobbing, but I couldn't see what was happening. So watching it back, and you're like so sad, and you kiss my forehead, and you have this like single tear that comes down your face, and it's so dramatic. And I was just
That's
like,
what's up.
I don't know how, like, I get it now. I get why people are always mad at me in my comments. Like, why'd you die? And all that. Like, I get it. It's
Yeah, it's
really
definitely.
sad. But it was good. You were good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ivan, thank you. You know, when like, that was an interesting, I'll never forget when that episode came out because it was like, it was definitely like, I had experienced, like people on social media getting very excited about like, you know, a project that I was in. And someone just wrote, and then he killed you. That was, look, I gotta say, that was a really
That
great
was so
experience.
sad. Again, I couldn't see that. I just I think I closed my eyes by that point. I remember it was also before I got contacts, so I couldn't see anything without my glasses.
You just couldn't see the whole time, the whole
I
shoot.
could
You were
see
just like,
you. I like honestly remember so well shooting that scene where you come in and I'm like, I know who you are, and you're like, you play a triangle and that whole bit. Like I could barely see your face. Like
it's
I could see the shape of you, and that's it.
that's, yeah, you were just like, who is this phantom like shadow? No, so it's like that was just a very, we had a great time. And you know that it's
Yeah.
interesting because like that was the first time I think, and I was like, I think I must have been 19 when the episode came out, or maybe I was still 18. I forget, to be honest.
You turned 18 the month after we filmed it. And we filmed it in March and it aired in July, I think.
Okay,
As a
so I was
matter of
18.
fact, I think
That's
it aired
crazy.
July 25th of
I
2013.
can't remember this stuff. That's
I don't remember a ton, but I remember dates really well. Like that's that's the only thing I
July,
remember.
July 25th. Are we there? We're not there yet. Time is like
It's
definitely
June.
having
No,
a
it's May.
definition.
It's May. I'm pretty sure it's May.
Wait, let me just see if there's anything that we need to answer. But that was a great experience. And yes, I think I was trying to remember what song I was listening to then. It's weird because I think like you
You
tell
were
me.
listening to opera music.
No, it wasn't opera. It was gospel.
Gospel music. That's right.
I was listening to the track from, because I feel like for every project, and tell me your experience with this, but I find with every project that I've done, I can always remember the music I was listening to during it.
I make playlists, especially for
Right.
like if it's going to be more than a couple weeks that I'm in a specific role. For like Arrow, that was on and off for 2 years, so I have a whole Arrow playlist that I listen to during that time, and I feel like that's something that'll help me get into it. When things are so crazy on set, I'll like pop in some headphones and listen to a song, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be an actor now.
Yeah, because you gotta get. It's like, you know, I feel like with music, it's always, Madison. Someone told me to tell you to check your DMs.
Oh, here's the thing about checking my DMs, you guys, is that there's, for every nice message, there are so many inappropriate, disgusting, awful ones that I have to be in a very specific mood to be able to like brave my DMs. Like
You have to know that you're gonna like see someone afterwards. You can like have someone to just process all that
honestly, like
emotion.
I
Yeah,
won't do
I
it
know
if
you're
I'm
talking
home
about.
alone. Like I have to have because it can be really like upsetting.
Sorry, someone asked me if I have a gay brother who's available. Um,
That's nice.
the answer is no. I'm sorry. Both of my brothers, I think they identify as heterosexual, and one is
Wait,
married.
someone says, I know this girl from somewhere, but I can't remember. That's my entire career. It's okay. You might think I'm Haley Steinfeld. It's fine.
You're the
Yeah, I'm the person from the thing that dies
you're
and
the
carries a weapon. Yep.
no, but what I was saying about music is like, what's interesting about music is I remember when I was like, and I'm not trying to make fun of this situation because I don't like to do that. Like, but when I must have been in seventh grade, and I was dating this girl. Dating when you're in seventh grade is like,
I think I know this story.
do you know this? I don't know if
I
you know
don't know.
this story. It's a very,
Okay.
but there was like I forget the song, but she sent me a song because I ended the relationship. I ended the relationship. I think we were together for a whole 2 weeks. Um, it was
Did you do
seventh
it in
grade.
person
It
or
was
over the
like,
phone?
uh, it was probably over the phone. Seventh grade. Come on, it's seventh
No,
grade.
I feel that. I'm not judging. I was just curious.
It's seventh grade. Um, and but like she sent me a link to a YouTube video of that song. What's that song? But it was this really sad song. Whenever I hear that song, still, I uh, so rude. You broke her heart. I mean, yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, I don't know if I broke her heart. That's a
Ian's a
lot
little
of.
heartbreaker, you guys.
That's. I don't know if that's like I don't know. Whenever someone's like, "Oh, you broke her," heart," it's like, wow, that's. I mean, I don't want to think that happened. I think it was seventh grade, and I.
Yeah, but my
Why am I
emotions.
defending my like 12-year-old self?
Were you 12 in seventh grade? How old were you in seventh grade? I don't know.
I think you're 12. Yeah, I might have been 13 or 12 when I was in seventh grade.
I
That
was
sounds about
homeschooled.
right.
I have no idea.
You were what?
I was homeschooled. I don't know.
Okay, wait. I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything. Oh, someone. Okay, yeah, maybe. My heart has been broken. Yeah, I think everyone's heart's been broken. I think we can all. I think every human can get on the
You know what's
like
crazy though?
heartbreaking train.
I think my like deepest heartbreak has come from things that were not romantic relationships.
Like what?
Like platonic friendships when you
Mm,
realize that you've kind of outgrown them or that they're unhealthy or
1000%.
um I saw I saw a dead squirrel the other day and it made me really sad. Like
Okay.
I just because my thing with romantic relationships is I feel things so much and for so long that if I'm feeling like something's ending, chances are I'm gonna mourn it for like months before I actually break things off.
Yeah.
So it's so much slower that it happens over like a progression of time, you know? So it doesn't feel like as bad, I guess.
Well, because I think what's amazing about like the species of humans is that we have hope. We hold out hope till the absolute ending. It's like in a movie, right? You're watching a movie and you're like, maybe they'll get back together. Maybe they'll get back together.
I
Maybe
hate
they'll.
when they don't get back together in movies. It makes me so angry.
Well, here's the thing. Even if they don't get back together, you leave the movie theater and you're like, well, maybe in like a year they'll get back together. Like maybe
I totally do.
like I'd love to think that there's a scenario in which a different universe in which they're actually
Oh
together
yeah.
and like they're
I
this and
did that
they're
with Gilmore Girls. I like in my mind I created an entire different ending than what there was.
because fuck. I'm sorry, Camden. That's unfortunate. Every now and then
Listen,
they'll say
here's the
something like
thing.
very. What's
I
up?
I'm trying not to be insensitive, but when situations like that happen, Camden, I say like good riddance. You deserve better.
You
And
definitely
you have
deserve
to
better than
I
that.
do say it's also important to acknowledge that you can kind of have that mindset and also live in a space where you feel all of the bad and heaviness and negativity. Like you can be thankful that something happened and also be thankful that it's over at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Aw. That's a great point. It's like relationships in, it's interesting because, so I spent like a fair amount of time.
Sorry, I just have to
Oh,
respond to
what's
this. It
up?
came up
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your screen.
Do it, do
Team
it.
Jess, all the way. Team Jess. Sorry, a Gilmore Girls question came up, and I just had to
Oh,
respond before it went away.
yeah, I don't know. I see. I didn't know what that was.
It's Team Jess. Team Jess,
Got it. Okay.
100,000%.
I mean, I yeah, Alexis Bledel, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's interesting about relationships that I think are like the coolest part is that in my time, and like, Madison knows this about me because I talk a fair amount about like all my, like, I'm very interested in various spiritual communities and like reading more about them and learning and just having as many conversations about them as possible. And in the practice of Kabbalah, which is like Jewish mysticism, because I was raised Jewish, I didn't always connect with being Jewish. In fact, from a very young age, I was very, very skeptical of just the concept of religion. And I was bar mitzvahed and everything, and we acknowledge the holidays in my household. But when I was older, I started getting into more of a, I guess you could say it's like more of a spiritual analysis of the Torah, right? So, but when I was like various Kabbalah classes at the Kabbalah Center in New York, when I was living in New York, they talked often of how relationships are like these portals to growing spiritually. Because the people that you attract into your life and the people who you're attracted to essentially